Good morning, students. I hope you all understood our previous part of Geography Lesson 3, that is Components of Agriculture. Students, before entering into the lesson, please note down all the points which is presented in this video. Then only you can revise and understand the continuity of the lesson. It will also help you to revise during the time of examination. In last class, we saw about agriculture and their types. Under this topic, we learned the nature of India's soil types and their distribution, and different types of farming evolved in different parts of India. Then we saw about irrigation. In that topic, we learned the sources of irrigation and multi-purpose river valley project. Today we are going to learn major crops cultivated in India under the topic agriculture. Next we are going to learn livestocks and fishing resources and their importance and problems of farming in India. Next, major crops cultivated in India. The major crops of India are divided into four major categories. They are food crops, cash crops, plantation crops and horticulture crops. Let's see one by one. Food crops. Food crops include rice, wheat, maize, etc. Due to its large population, Indian agriculture is largely dominated by the food crops. Let me see some food crops which is cultivated in our country in detail. Rice. India is the second largest producer of rice in the world after China. It is mainly a tropical crop and it is staple food crop of majority of peoples, and also it is a kharif crop. It requires about 25 degrees Celsius temperature for its growth. It needs an annual rainfall of about nearly 100 centimeter above, and it requires steady water for growth, and it grows well in clay or loamy soil. It also needs abundant supply of cheap labor. In 2016, the first 10 leading rice producing states are West Bengal, Uttar Pradesh, Punjab, Odisha, Bihar, Chhattisgarh, Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Assam. These are the 10 leading producers of rice in our country. Next, wheat. Wheat is the second most important food crop of the country. It requires 10 to 15 degrees Celsius temperature at the time of sowing and 20 to 25 degrees Celsius at the time of ripening of grains. Over 85% of the India's wheat production comes from states namely Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Punjab, Haryana and Rajasthan. Apart from this, the black soil tract of the Deccan covering parts of Maharashtra and Gujarat also contribute a major wheat production. Next, jowar. It is the third important food crop of our country. It is an indigenous, which means it is a native plant of Africa The plant has a tendency to grow in adverse climate conditions. Its grains are rich in carbohydrates, protein, minerals, and vitamins. Hence, it provides cheap food to the large section of the poor peoples. It also used as fodder in many parts of the country. Jowar is essentially a crop of peninsular India. The leading producers of jowar are Maharashtra, Karnataka, and Madhya Pradesh. Next, Bajra. It is also an indigenous plant of Africa. This forms the staple food for poor people. Its stalks are used as fodder for cattle and for thatching purposes. Bajra is a crop of dry region, which means it grows well in dry areas. Rajasthan is the largest producer of Bajra, followed by Uttar Pradesh and Haryana. Gujarat, Maharashtra also produce Bajra. Next, barley. Barley is one of the important cereals of our country besides being poor man's diet. Uttar Pradesh and Rajasthan are the two leading producers of barley. So don't get confused that wheat and barley are same. Absolutely not. There is some difference between wheat and barley. Wheat is a ground without the outer bran layer that contains most of the fiber, while barley is consumed as a whole grain or in pearled form. Next, pulses. Pulses include a large number of crops which are mostly leguminous and rich in vegetable protein. They are used as food and feeding cattle. They fix atmospheric nitrogen in the soil and hence they are usually rotated with other crops. India is the largest producer of pulses. Next, cash crops. Cash crops. The crops which are cultivated for commercial purpose are called cash crops. These crops include sugarcane, tobacco, fiber crops like cotton, jute, and oil seeds. Let's see one by one. Sugarcane. Sugarcane is the most important cash crop of India and is the second largest producer in the world. This crop provides raw material for the sugar industry. At the state level, Uttar Pradesh is the leading producer of sugarcane, followed by Maharashtra, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, and Gujarat. Next, cotton. Cotton is the most important cash crop of India. It provides raw material to the largest industry of India. About 79% of the total area and production in the country were contributed by 4 states. They are Gujarat, Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh, and Punjab. Next, jute. It is a tropical fiber crop. It grows well in the alluvial soil. It is also called golden fiber. It is used for manufacturing of bags, carpet, ropes, string, rugs, cloths, etc. So, West Bengal is the leading producing state of jute. The other cultivators of jute are Bihar, Assam and Meghalaya. Next, oil seeds. Oil seeds, the premier source of fat in the Indian diet, are derived from number of crops like groundnut, mustard, sesame, sunflower, etc. These provide oil and oil cake which are used for making lubricants, varnish, medicine, perfume, candles, soap, etc. The major producers of oil seeds are Madhya Pradesh, Gujarat, Maharashtra, Telangana, Uttar Pradesh, Rajasthan, etc. Next, plantation crops. Plantation crops are cultivated for the purpose of exports. These are cultivated in large estates on hilly slopes. Cultivation near the coast is preferable as it facilitates export. So the crops like tea, coffee, rubber, spices are considered as plantation crops. Let's see one by one. Tea. Tea is an evergreen plant that mainly grows in tropical and subtropical climates. Tea is a labor intensive and grows faster under light shade. Tea plants require high rainfall, but its roots cannot tolerate waterlogging. India is the second largest producer of tea after China in the world. Assam is the largest producer of tea in India. Other states are Tamil Nadu, Kerala and West Bengal. Next, coffee. Coffee is grown in light shade and it grows effectively in the altitudes between 1000 and 1500 meter above mean sea level. The two main varieties of coffee are Arabica and Robusta. India is the seventh largest producer of coffee globally. Karnataka is the leading producer of coffee in India. Next, rubber. Rubber plantation were first established in Kerala. It needs hot and wet climate condition. The temperature is about 20 degrees Celsius. It needs rainfall above 300 centimeter. The major rubber growing areas are Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Karnataka, Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Next, spices. India has been world famous for its spices since ancient times. These spices mostly used for flavoring or tempering cooked food and for preparing medicines, dyes, etc. Pepper, chili, turmeric, ginger, cardamom, clove, nut are the major spices cultivated in India. Kerala is the leading producer of spices in India. Next, horticulture crops. It refers to the cultivation of fruits, flowers and vegetables. India is in the second position in the production of fruits and vegetables. Apple. Apple is mostly produced in Himachal Pradesh, Jammu and Kashmir and Uttarakhand. Next, banana. It is concentrated in Tamil Nadu and Maharashtra. Other states are also produce banana. Next, cultivation of orange. It is cultivated in Maharashtra, Uttarakhand, Himachal Pradesh, Jammu and Kashmir, Tamil Nadu and Karnataka. Next, grape. It is cultivated mainly in Uttarakhand, Himachal Pradesh, Jammu and Kashmir, Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu and Karnataka. So India contributes about 13% of the world production of vegetables. Next, livestocks. Livestock is an integral component of the farming system in India. The livestock sector is socially and economically very significant due to its multifunctional outputs and contribution to socio-cultural security. It also helps to improve food and nutritional security by providing nutrition-rich food products, generate income and employment, and act as a cushion against crop failure, provide drought cover, and manure inputs to crop subsector. Cattle. It constitutes 37.3% of livestock population in India. India has second largest cattle production after Brazil at world level. Then goats. The goat is the poor man's cow, providing milk, meat, skin and hair. It is the main source of meat for the country. Next, buffaloes. They are an important source of milk supply for India. Next is about fisheries. Fisheries in India are a very important economic activity and a flourishing sector with varied resources and potentials. Fishing in India is a major industry in its coastal states, employing over 14 million people. In India, fishing is categorized into two types. One is marine or sea fishing, another one is inland fishing. Marine fishing. It includes coastal, offshore and deep sea fisheries mainly on the continental shelf up to a depth of 200 meters. Inland fishing. It is also called freshwater fishing. River, lakes, canals, reservoirs, pond, tank, etc. are the sources of fresh water and provide freshwater fishes. Next, we are going to see about major issues faced by farmers in India. Indian agriculture and Indian farmers are plagued by several problems. Some of them are natural and some others are man-made. The problems are small and fragmented land holdings, which means the problem of small and fragmented holding is more serious in densely populated and intensively cultivated states in India. The next problem is high cost of input. In this, seed is a critical and basic input for attaining higher crop yield and sustained growth in agriculture production. Unfortunately, good quality seeds are not out of reach for many small and marginal farmers due to their high price. The next problem is infertile soil. Indian soil have been used for growing crops over thousands of years without carrying much of replenishing. This has led to depletion and exhaustion of soils, resulting low productivity of crops. The next important problem is lack of irrigation. Only 1/3 of the cropped area falls under irrigated area. To make agriculture reliable, irrigation facility has to be developed. Next, lack of mechanization. In spite of the large scale mechanization of agriculture, in some parts of the country, most of the agricultural operations in large parts are carried on by human hand using simple and conventional tools. Next, soil erosion. Large tracts of fertile land suffer from soil erosion by wind, water, and so on. Such kind of areas must be properly treated and restored to its original fertility. Next, agricultural marketing. In rural India, agricultural marketing continues in a bad shape. Due to the absence of sound marketing facility, the farmers have to depend on local traders and middlemen for the disposal of their farm products, which is sold at low price. Besides, there is a fluctuation in the prices of agriculture products. The next problem is inadequate storage facilities. Storage facilities in the rural areas are either totally absent or grossly inadequate. Under such conditions, the farmers are compelled to sell their products immediately after the harvest, irrespective of the condition of market. Next, inadequate transport. One of the main handicaps with Indian agriculture is the lack of cheap and efficient means of transport. Even at present, there are lack of villages which are not well connected with main road or with market center. The next problem is scarcity of capital. Capital means money. Agriculture is an important industry which requires a huge capital. The role of capital plays a major role in the purchase of advanced farm machineries and equipments. So these are the major problems which is faced by our Indian farmers. Next, agricultural revolution in India. You know only green revolution, but apart from that, there are so many revolutions present in our country. They are yellow revolution. It is for oil-free production, especially mustard and sunflower. Next, blue revolution. It is for fish production. Next, brown revolution. It is for leather, non-conventional products. Then, golden fiber revolution. We already saw jute is also called golden fiber. So for that, jute production comes under golden fiber revolution. Next, golden revolution. In this, fruit, honey production, horticulture development comes under this revolution. Next, grey revolution. It is for fertilizers. Next, pink revolution. It is for onion production, pharmaceuticals and prawn production. Next, evergreen revolution. Overall production of agriculture comes under this Revolution Act. Next, silver revolution. It is for egg production or poultry production. Next, silver fiber revolution. It is for cotton production. Next, red revolution. It is for meat production or tomato production. Next, round revolution. It is for potato. Next, green revolution. It is for food grains development. At last, white revolution. It is for milk and milk product production. I hope you all understood this lesson. Here I gave some evaluation questions. Try to answer this question. They are: mention the plantation crops of India. What do you mean by livestock? Differentiate inland fishing and marine fishing. Thank you.